Welcome to the DaDonVicShow.
Hey guys, my name is Don Vic, and this is
Diana from Gloria's Cafe.
and today we got our interview. This is our first one, by the way. This is the owner of Gloria's Cafe, and what is the address of this location?
1323 Michigan Avenue.
All right, you heard it there. Who pushed you to be the person you are today?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because he's a really hard worker. He's always been a hard worker. Like, anything he wants, he gets it. He says, I'm going to get this car. He gets that car. And I'm like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to be able to do that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what pushed you to open that cafe?
Well, one day I was sitting there and I was like, the economy sucks these days. So we had money, but we didn't have like enough to have a like comfortable living where we could like go out and enjoy like everything we wanted
Right.
and stuff. So one day I was just thinking, I was like, what can I do? Like, what? I have like all these talents because I have so many hobbies. Like, I know how to do like a little bit of everything. So I was like, what can I like turn into a business? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell cake pops. That's what I'm gonna do. So I talked to my mother-in-law that day, and she's like, I like let her know I'm gonna sell cake pops, and she's like, oh, you should sell cake pops, but like in the shape of donuts. And I was like, wait. I was like, we're not selling cake pops no more. We're selling donuts. That's what we're gonna do. She's like, but you can. I'm like, nope, we're selling donuts. And then she got all excited with the idea. She got so excited with the idea, and she's like, let's go get the stuff. Like, let's go get all this stuff. So she was like my first investor.
Okay. Shout out to Tia. Shout out to Tia.
Delia, my mother-in-law. But,
Okay.
so yeah, she took me out and bought all the stuff for me, and she's like, get everything you want, because we're not coming back.
Right.
So I was like, okay, cool. She got me like all this stuff to begin with. And then the first set of donuts, I made them for my best friend on her birthday.
Really?
Yeah. And she's like, you should turn this into a business. I was like, all right, well, now I'm for sure doing it. I'm going to do it. So then the next week, I was like, I'm going to come up with like these extravagant donuts, like how Crumble does, but like in donuts. You know what I mean? Because I've never seen that done. I opened like a week later after she got me that stuff, and I was selling out of my house, out of my kitchen, like my apartment. I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Right.
$1,200 for the rent, which was just ridiculous. And then after that, I was like, well, I should sell them at like the farmer's market. That's where I could go and like sell my stuff. So then I like looked into that, and then I got my license, set up a little shop there, or a little stand. And then my sister like was helping me all summer. And then that's when our whole like hermanitas thing came along.
And can you tell what is the hermanitas?
The hermanitas was basically like a snack shop, like where we would sell like corn, we would sell like anything you would find like in a snack shop in Mexico. Because I was like, I really haven't seen that done here, like all the way like straight authentic like Mexican snacks. You know what I mean? So that's what we decided to do, and then
what was the hermanitas?
Okay,
So it's basically that. And is the hermanitas active right now, or what is the new thing?
So the new thing is Gloria's Cafe. It used to be Hermanitas, and we named it Gloria's Cafe in memory of my mom that passed away this past July of this year.
What was your passion to create snacks? You do something that you care, that you love for. It's not work. So like, what pushed you for this passion for creating snacks for not just for you, just for others to enjoy?
I think my passion was more like towards just having a restaurant. Just like in the restaurant industry, I always worked in a restaurant. My first job was making pizzas at Papa Murphy's.
Okay.
And I was like 14. But ever since
Young.
then, I worked in restaurants. I learned how to waitress at a family restaurant. That was my first waitressing job. So then after that, I learned how to, because that place is really busy, so I learned how to waitress like
very good and
very efficiently there. So after that, I just kept waitressing for a really long time. And then after that, I kind of just, I don't know, I just didn't really want to be in the front anymore. So I was like, all right, well, I want to go cook somewhere because I can cook really good. And I don't really want to be in the front anymore.
Right.
So I went to a different restaurant that's closed now. But I cooked back there for like a good like 6-7 months. And I was like, So, I don't know. Yeah, I was like, I could do this. Like, this isn't like that hard, but it's easier said than done.
Right. When you see something, just like how you said before, like about your dad, much of a man he is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you see something, you go for it. When you want something, you work hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's nice. That's very good, you know, like that. And obviously, it comes from a hardworking family. So shout out to pops and the mom. What inspired you to actually like go for it? Has the idea like I want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do that. But to them, it's just dreams. You know, like what's the difference between this being a dream and this was becoming reality?
I guess it started like I was working. My old boss, I used to work with her in a taco restaurant, and she would cook, and then I would waitress. And there was only ever just the two of us there, but we were just like coworkers. And then later on, she opened her cafe,
Right.
and then I went to go work for her. So it was just like it felt very close. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because like she got it. If she was able to do it, I could do it too. Like I just gotta watch her and learn from her, see what she did, take her advice. You know.
Right.
And I did that, and then after that, I was like, well, I want to do this. Like, my dream was always to open like a cafe or a restaurant, some food establishment. That's what I always wanted to do,
Right.
and I've always talked about it since I was little. So right now, everything is just super surreal for me. Like just being a boss at work.
Is this your first attempt as to try and make a business, or did?
No, actually, it is not. I've had plenty businesses, they're all small
Right.
businesses that I would just do out of my house.
Right.
But a lot of them, I wouldn't say failed. They failed because I
Stop
let
giving
them
it all
fail.
your all.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'd be like, oh, this isn't doing that good, and then I would just stop.
Right.
Instead of being like, oh, what could I do different?
Right. Instead of like just like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of businesses before they skyrocket up, they have their downfalls. Like it's the new business, like everybody wants it, but then it's just like, oh, we had it, we're good. But then you just gotta keep, like you said, like you could have done things to bring it back to, or just make it more popular. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, bygones be bygones. Either if it was good or bad, now look where it got you.
Now I know what not to do in a business.
Exactly.
So I know the things I should do, things I shouldn't do, things that work, things that didn't work. And
Right.
that's the thing, too. Like, I listen to what people say. If they say, oh, well, I think, like, you should get this in, I'm like, okay, well, let me go make it. Let me go see what
Right.
it tastes like, how I can make it, how I can sell it, how I can price it, and, like, make it the best price I can
Right.
make it. Because, you know, they're snacks. So I listen.
So you're able to take constructive criticism.
Yes.
That's very good. You know,
I
like,
actually like what people tell me. Like, you can tell people things without, like, saying it in a rude way. You know
oh,
what I
most
mean?
definitely.
But a lot of people, like, kind of don't know how to do
Don't
that.
know how to understand it. Don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
comprehend because they always see everything as an insult. They're judging. You know, like.
Right.
But that's also people how they grew up. You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, you shouldn't let your past be the reason why it's holding you back from
Exactly.
actual success or just improvement in your life. You know, was this like a leap of faith for you, sort of say?
A little bit, yeah.
You know, like, in what way?
I just overthink a lot. So I
Right.
think, like, well, I think about everything that could go wrong. Like, one day before I opened, I was just like, I've been thinking about everything that could go wrong and, like, everything that could just make me fail. But I'm like, I had never even put any thought into, like, what if everything goes right and everything goes smooth and it's successful and then this just, like,
You,
blows up? You know what
you
I mean?
started being positive about it
Yeah, and
instead of
I was like, okay, I should stop because if I kept thinking like that, I wasn't gonna open. Like there
right
was,
being your biggest doubter.
yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want to open. Like, what if this happens? And then one day I was like, let's just do it. I was like, are you guys ready? And then they're like, yeah, we're ready. I was like, do you guys think you're like trained? Do you think you need more training? They're like, no, I think we're ready. And then I also wanted them to have a little bit of training with customers
Right.
without like before the grand opening. You know
Right.
what I mean? So we did a soft opening.
Right.
So we are open, but we're soft. So you can
Oh,
go and get your snacks. There's just no announcements anywhere yet.
oh, so this is just a soft.
This is an announcement though now, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when is your grand opening?
I'm hoping for this weekend, Saturday.
So
I have my
which is
team.
the Saturday is October 26th.
October 26th.
And what time do you open?
We open at 10, but the day of the grand opening, we're gonna adjust a few things because there's gonna be like a ceremony and stuff
Right.
like that. So I'll post it on our Facebook page.
Stay
On
tuned for
Facebook.
that. What were some risks you faced?
Probably failing, you know what I mean? As a restaurant, people not liking it, people like not wanting to eat it, people
Right.
not coming in, going into like a lot of debt because
Right, right.
having a restaurant like isn't cheap. There's a lot of credit lines like with vendors and stuff like that.
What separates you from different restaurants or cafes or just places that sell snacks?
I think what separates me is that I'm like a little chemist. I like putting things together and seeing what tastes better. Like, no, I don't like it that way.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna cook the corn this way. I don't like it that way. As I don't like it could be better.
Right.
So like, I try and improve. Like, just because people like it, I do still try and be like, well, what could make it even better? Like,
Right.
there's some things that I
More
don't change.
appealing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but a lot of things I'm like, what can I do more?
Do you know like how does your business ensure long-term success? Example, like creating new dishes.
I do. I have like a plan. When I was opening, I was like super excited, you know. So I like made plans for every month. I'm like, this month I'm gonna do this for our specials. Next month I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this on the walls. Like, I have something planned for every month,
Right.
like for at least a year.
I mean, it is already October 24th. Can you give us a like little hint for next month, like little surprise or?
I won't give you one for next month, but this month on Halloween we're gonna be having my kids hand out candy at the cafe, and we're gonna like deck it out. You know,
Okay.
be handing out coupons, like merch, stickers, stuff like that.
Make sure you guys stop by there.
The address is 1323 Michigan Avenue in Sheboygan.
You have no excuse now. Bring your kids, bring your wife, bring your whatever.
Bring your grandma, bring your mom.
Everybody. Bring the whole
Everybody.
family. I know y'all got vans. How was the road to opening?
The road to opening was really hard.
And
It felt like a sprint.
yeah?
I went really fast. Like, I started my donut business in like April, and then
This past year?
yeah, that's when I started at the farmers market. This
Okay.
past April,
Wow.
I started at home.
Right.
And then I started at the
Not even
farmers
6
market.
months ago.
Yeah, I started at the farmers market June 1st. We opened with Hermanitas mid-July.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom got sick, and then at that point I was already talking to my mom about opening a restaurant, and I was
Right.
like, I'm going to. I was like, I'm gonna open a restaurant. I was like, I swear I'm gonna open a restaurant. And then the day, like, she passed away, and then a week later, the landlord called me and told me, like, the place is yours. You can come get the keys next week. And I was like,
Bless.
no way. I was like,
Right.
it's a joke. Like, you're playing with me right now.
Was there any other bumps?
Yeah, there was a point, like, so when you stress out a lot, you tend to get sick a lot easier.
Yeah.
I was getting sick all the time. I was, like, going to the doctors all the time, and they're like, well, we don't know what it is. They just kept telling me it was stress.
Right.
And it was stress, so that's, like, what kept me from opening for a really long time.
Really?
So the only way to fix that was to just, like, think positive and just think of all the things that could go right and, like, basically just think of how you could make it happen.
Right.
And how you could make it work and how you
Right.
could make it go right. Like, problems have solutions.
You know, it's not for me to judge, you know. Like, people are people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't be weak-minded in this life, you know.
No.
Like, there's the weak mind and there's the strong-minded. Like, there's no in between, you know. You let something get to you. Like, I mean, I'm not saying someone's weak-minded permanently. You know, you can be
Right.
weak-minded at moments.
Mm-hmm.
And, like you're saying, like,
And that's where discipline comes in. Because
Exactly.
you need to be disciplined to be like, you can't stay here, like, forever. You need to, like,
doing the same
move
thing,
on.
right.
Yeah. Like, so that went a lot. Like, that tied into everything in the business. There was, like, so many days where I was just so anxious. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then I just calm down and I just do it. It just happens once you calm down. Once you're relaxed.
What helped you to calm down and relax?
Well, it was just more. I just love, like, research. I like information. I like Google everything. So
Right.
like, what would help me relax is just like getting as much information about whatever I'm worried about, so I know like how to fix it. You know what I mean, or how I could fix it if something were to go wrong.
Okay. What are your business plans for growth or expansions, or do you have any?
I do have plans on what I would like to do with the business, but I'm not entirely sure yet on
Okay.
that. I'm still like flip-flopping around if I want to do
Right. And what made you? Because I mean, not every single business has a soft opening.
Hmm.
What made you actually have one?
Well, I used to work for my old boss. She did her soft openings that way, and she's been very successful in everything. I was gonna do a soft opening, how like I've seen them at like bigger restaurants where you just invite like employee families and friends and like basically by invite.
Right.
But I decided not to do that because I was like, well, I can just open it and then have like the locals, the people that are like right around, come
Right.
try it out before like I have a grand opening and the place is packed and they can't get in or something. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So that's the people that have been coming around are just people that live like next door, like right around there, drive past there every day on their way to work.
Are you hiring?
Not right now. I actually just filled my staff. We just finally got our schedule perfect where everyone's got their time they need to come in. It works with everyone.
Wow.
However, once we have our grand opening, I don't know if I may need more people depending on how it goes. But as of now, we are fully staffed.
Look at that. First week open and look at already filled. Did your kids have any um, positive uh, motivation in this, like pursuing this?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question because my older son, Ray, because he's watching, he knows I'm going to be on a podcast and they're like, they love YouTubers, you know,
Right,
so
right.
they're going to watch. But my older son, Ray, he loves cooking. He's always loved cooking. Like, I'm cooking. He's like, can I watch you or can I help you? Since he was like maybe 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
he always loved cooking. He's like, oh, look what I made. So, he always says, like, I want to open a restaurant. He goes on Minecraft and, like, builds his restaurant. Right. He'll go on Roblox. He's like, look at my restaurant. Look, I put this here. And they're really good, like, buildings that he makes on there. So I'm like, wow. But when I told him, I'm like, hey, guess what? He's like, what? I'm like, I'm opening a restaurant. He's like, nah. He's like, you're opening a restaurant? I'm like, yes. And then he's like, can I see it? And then I took him. He's like, this is so crazy, Mom, that you're opening a restaurant right now. And then my other son, he's like, you have a restaurant? That is so crazy. He's like, how do you get a restaurant?
Right.
Like who do you talk to? Like, wait,
I mean,
well,
at least they're asking right away.
yeah, but it's just crazy because like you can already tell that the hustle is in them.
Right.
Like they're so interested in everything. Like when I go to work, they're like, okay, bye. Like go have a good day at work. Like they understand like what work is and
Right. That's good.
what it does for you.
I want something. My mom's doing what she's doing to get what she wants, so that should push them to.
It gives them something to look up to.
Look up to, exactly. Yeah. Do you have any new possible items, or is that included in those every single month thing?
No, we're still actively adding items to our menu. Every day, I like think of what I can make, what different combinations, or like what other things I can just add to the menu for people. Like I try and ask people too. I'm like my employees, I try and ask them, is there anything like that you see anywhere that you would like to try? Like, bring it to me. Like I want ideas and stuff. Me and one of my employees actually just made a brand new shake that I'm gonna be putting on the menu. It's like a cake shake, a chocolate cake shake. It has cake in it, chocolate syrup, cookies, all of it. You have
locked and loaded.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a sugar rush right there.
It is.
What are some items that you actually sell there?
We sell Mexican street corn. We sell the classic one where it's just your regular street corn. It's just butter, mayo, cheese, and chile.
Mm-hmm.
And then we sell hot Cheeto and Dorito elotes, which is basically the same thing, just added on with nacho cheese.
Right.
And then we have our loaded ramen elote, the one that everybody wonders, like, what is that? Every time it's like when someone brings out a fajita in a restaurant, they're like, what is that? Like,
right.
I need that. That is basically ramen noodles, and then you get it served with chips. The chips have cheese. The chips have corn. It's basically a hot Cheeto Dorito on top of like ramen noodles, or on the side with ramen noodles in the middle, and then we have an elote on top, and then we garnish it with lime. I can't like explain it all. You guys have to stop.
Yeah, y'all gotta just stop in at that point. You know, I was just trying to help y'all out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I bet your mouth is already watering. So
mine is.
To like a real meal, like Do you have anything like
Or
that,
a snack shop.
or just a snack? Okay,
Yeah.
And it's just like like
it's basically where you would go after dinner when you're like,
oh,
I'm in the mood for something, but I don't know what.
right.
Like, come in here and you'll see what.
Perfect. Okay, see, it's just like some people would be confused sometimes. Just like they would expect sandwiches or stuff like that.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are gonna change the name to just Gloria's.
Okay.
Mexican snack shop, because we sell more snacks than we do actual like coffee.
Right.
But we sell coffee there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Someone close to me like made that comment, but you should make it into a cafe and sell coffee. And a lot of people eat snacks after dinner. People don't like come to eat snacks in the morning,
right?
Because they're working. On the weekends they do, but we have a lot of plans coming. Like I plan to get like a beer and wine license.
Okay. Oh.
So we can sell micheladas.
Oh.
Sneak peek.
Okay. Idea possibly to expand to a bigger place and do sell food, or no?
Yes, I do. I have that idea, but I still want to keep this.
So you
that
want
would be a
separate
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But I still want to keep this.
Right.
Because, like,
this is the start.
There's nowhere for like. It kind of started like that idea was because I had nowhere to go when I was like, I want something. I don't know what I want, but I want something. So it's basically just a menu of all the different somethings that I wanted, like for a long time. Things I see on TikTok that I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could go eat that.
Right.
At this restaurant that's in like another state, like on the other side of the country. So we have that here now.
Are you gonna be involved in anything in the near future, as in like as a pop-up stand or anything like that?
I do. I wanted to do the winter market because the farmers market has a winter market too, and it's indoors.
Where? When? What?
Yeah, they have it in a church. I'm not exactly sure the location right now, but it's up on their page.
Okay.
And I did plan on doing that because I still have my license to do that, so make it pop up there a little bit. But I'm not sure yet because if it's winter and it's indoors, it's. Okay.
Explain to us your mini donuts. Like, what are mini donuts? Or no, or mini pancakes?
Mini donuts.
Mini donuts. Okay. Normal donuts just in baby sizes?
They're just small donuts. They're normal donuts that we make in like. They're like about 2 inches. Yeah,
okay.
2 by 2. We just top them with anything and everything. We made a raspberry cheesecake one. We made an horchata donut, horchata glazed donut. We made. I'm trying to think of like all the really good ones we made. We made a pancake one, and we made like a glaze that was maple syrup flavored, and then we put a little cube of butter on it, or a cube of chocolate, but it tasted like butter and it looked like butter, so it looked like it literally looked like a pancake. It was really cool. But they're all just like extravagant donuts. Just like,
right.
People that say, oh, I want that. Like a Takis elote, a lot of people have been asking me for that. So I was like, you know what, let me buy some Takis, let me try it out, see how I can make it. So I did, and I will be adding them because they're not my thing, but everybody that tried them, they really liked them. All my employees, like, I was like, here, please try this. They like it. Everyone liked it, but I was like, okay, I guess I'll add them. Everyone's asking me for them. You guys like them.
Right.
Pretty simple to make. It's no different than the other ones.
If the people want them, give them what they want. What's that? Takis elotes.
Takis elotes.
What's your favorite thing on the item list from your cafe?
My favorite thing on the item list is probably the loaded ramen. Because that is like one of my favorite way to eat elote because it's just a lot. I like it. I mean, there's just like a lot of different flavors in it. But they don't sell that here. Even like around here, like the surrounding cities, they don't have that. Like I've looked for it. I found one shop that had it, but they were closed the day I went to go try it. But I went to Colorado and I'd had one of those there, and I was like, oh my god, like we need to sell these out there. We need to sell these out there. So and I was like, I'm gonna sell these, like, because people really like ramen these days. Like, it's like a really popular thing. So
if you don't like ramen, you got some issues. There's so many ramen restaurants around here.
There's so many ramen restaurants here. So I was like, well, I'm gonna add some ramen to my menu. It works, and a lot of people really like it. Every time they see someone with it, people will come in, order something, and then sit down and eat, and then they'll see someone else order the ramen elote.
Right.
And then they're like, what is that? I'm like, it's ramen elote. They're like, okay, I want one of those too. Let me get 2 of those.
Could you say, is that your craziest item on on the list, or what's your craziest item?
That's probably our craziest item right now. I'm always like looking to add just like things you're like,
Spontaneous.
what is that? Like
Yeah,
I want to try
yeah.
that.
The eye catcher.
Yeah, that I spend a lot of time in my office doing that, like just like looking at stuff, watching videos, like trying to see how to make different stuff. And then if I have it, I'll make it. And I'm like, do I like it? Do I not like it? And that's just basically how I go. And then I just slowly like go adding stuff to the menu.
Okay.
We're on DoorDash now too. So when I add stuff to the menu, it'll be added on DoorDash right away too.
Oh, dang. Y'all getting
So
plugged
if y'all
out
don't
there.
want to leave your house, DoorDash.
What are your hours for the week?
So we close Mondays, and then Tuesday through Thursday, we open at 10 and close at 8. Friday, Saturday, we open at 10 and close at 9. And then we open at 10 every day that we're open. And then on Sunday, we close at 6.
So you do sell mini pancakes as well?
Yeah.
What are the flavors on those? Because
So the mini pancakes are basically like a build your own. You get a list of toppings and a list of sauces. You can pick 3 toppings and 1 sauce, and then you can add as much as you want. But after 3, it's like an additional. Yeah. So you can make them as extravagant as you want. We have a build your own waffle thing too that you can put whatever you want on it, off the same toppings.
So that being said, you guys are open today.
Yeah.
Oh, give me some freaking.
Feel a little hungry after this podcast.
Yeah, I really am. I'm looking at your thing right now. It just got me.
He's like, we're gonna have to cut this short. Yeah, we're slowly upgrading the inside of the shop too. Like we're adding new things. I'm getting new tables in there.
Right.
Like adding little things here and there. Slowly upgrading.
Slowly but surely. You know. Do you have anything like positive to share to anybody that's possibly wanting to start their own business?
I think if you want to start your own business, just do it. Like who cares what people say? If you're scared, do it. Like tell yourself you're just scared because you've never done this before. You're always gonna be nervous to do something you've never done before. I'm still nervous every day when I go to work. Like, oh my god, like what if something happens?
Right.
But I say just do it. Like that's basically the fastest way. Anytime you have doubt, just do it. Just F it, do it. It'll get you everywhere. Because I'm a very anxious person myself. Like I overthink everything. I get scared like all the time to do new things, but every time I kind of just like think to myself like you're just scared because you've never done it. Like if you do it, I bet you it'll work or you might like it. Every single time it always works. I always like
Right.
it. It's always a nerve. So I just say if you want to open a business, just stick to it. Like don't let the bad days like make all of it just like go away
Right.
for you or like make you stop doing it. Because there will be good days. There will be bad days, but the good days always outweigh the bad days, by far.
Okay. For start a food truck?
I've had a lot of people tell me that, and I'm like, probably next year. That's something I'll look into next year. Right now, I want to establish that spot before I do anything else.
Okay.
Because even though it's a small spot, it's a lot.
Oh no, for
It's
sure.
a lot.
You know, and that brings it back to when I say if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You know, and it also takes a lot of creativity. You know, because not just everybody's like.
You have to have a lot of discipline, definitely.
For
Because
sure.
there's days you really just, I don't want to do this. And you have that control to just not go and just call out the whole day.
Right.
But you can't let that, like, close. Like, if I didn't want to go to work, I could just be like, oh, I'm just going to close today. Like, I don't want to go today. Like,
Right.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, nope, you gotta go because then no one's going to come to your shop if you don't wake up and you
Right.
don't go and you're not consistent. But I don't want to go some days. I still go. Those days are usually always the best days. The days I didn't want to be there are always the days I'm like,
Always.
why not? Like, why didn't you want to be there?
And it's just
There's days where, like, you have a good day
Yeah.
and you just are so busy you don't think about it. But then, like for me, when we have really good days and it's busy, at the end of the night, I'm just like, oh, yes. Like, it was so busy. We had a really successful day. But then, like, I'm like, damn. Like, I wish my mom was here to, like, show her, like, look what I did today. Like, because she was always, like, my biggest supporter. If you go on her Facebook, she was just promoting.
sharing
She
the heck
promoting
out
the
of your
shit out
things.
of all my things. Like, anything I would post, she would share it. She's like, guys, you guys need to go check it out.
Right.
Anytime I opened a business, she was always the first one to buy stuff from me. She She would send all her friends. She would share all my stuff. She's like, let me make you your shirts. Let me make you your cards. Like,
Right.
she always believed in every business I had. But she knew that, like, I feel like she knew that at some point one of them would stick. That's why she,
Right.
like,
Just
believed.
kept pushing.
Yeah. Hmm.
So your mom was one of your biggest motivators.
Yeah, she was one of my biggest supporters.
And supporters. You know, do you believe you get her ambition from her as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we got for today, and y'all have a great one. This is
Diana from Gloria's Cafe.
Make sure y'all tune in and y'all stop by. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Love, peace, and chicken grease. DaDonVic out.